Hello, Northwest Georgia, and welcome to your weather on North Georgia Television. A beautiful day out there. After a mostly sunny morning, clouds will move in and it'll turn mostly cloudy this afternoon. Highs around 83 and winds west-southwest at 5 to 10. Tonight, mostly cloudy with lows down near 55 and winds light and variable. Around the region today, Calhoun, 51 early this morning. Expect a noon temp of 75 and then up to 81 this afternoon. And Chatsworth at 53, 76 at midday, and then on up to an area high of 82. And Chickamauga, 52, 76 at midday, and then 82 for your high. Cohutta at 50 this morning, midday 75 and 81 for your mid-afternoon high. And Dalton, you're at 51, warming up to 76 by noon, and then a high of 82. Fairmount starting out at 53 this morning, expect 76 at noon, and then up to 82. Fort Oglethorpe, 52 this morning. Temps go up to 76 at noon and then up to 82 this afternoon. Lafayette at 52, 77 at midday, and then on to 82. And Ringgold at 52 as well for your overnight low early this morning, up to 76 by midday, and then an area high of 82 as well. Our 7-day forecast. Tomorrow, partly cloudy skies, temps up in the 80s, winds at 5 to 10. Partly cloudy skies continue into the night with lows in the mid-50s. Thursday, cloudy with a stray shower or thunderstorm possible, highs near 80, south winds at 5 to 10, 100% chance of rain Thursday night, lows in the upper 50s. And Friday, overcast with occasional showers ending early, high 77, winds north at 5 to 10, lows overnight in the low 50s. Expect a sunny day Saturday, highs near 80, generally fair overnight, and lows in the upper 50s. Then Sunday, partly cloudy with intervals of clouds, high 82, winds light and variable, upper 50s, and partly cloudy overnight. Partly cloudy on Monday, high 86, low near 60. South-southeast winds at 5 to 10. Overnight the winds calm down and skies remain partly cloudy. And next Tuesday, still partly cloudy. Also Tuesday night, highs near 87 and lows in the low 60s. And that is your weather. Whatever the weather, North Georgia Television hopes you have a blessed and beautiful day. And here are the area obituaries. Mary Lynn Waldrop, age 82. Mary Waldrop of Chatsworth passed away Saturday, April 20th. Funeral services to celebrate the life of Mary Waldrop will be 11 a.m. Tuesday, April 23rd from the Chapel of Jones Funeral Home with Reverend John Bagley and Reverend George Ross officiating. Burial will be in Shumock Cemetery. Mrs. Barbara Stanley Fowler, age 71. Barbara Fowler of Chatsworth passed away Friday, April 19th at her residence surrounded by family. Funeral service for Mrs. Fowler will be Tuesday, April 23rd at 2 p.m. in the Chapel of John Chapman Funeral Home. Interment will be in Casey Springs Cemetery. Mrs. Lorene Doty Wilson, age 81. Lorene Doty Wilson of Life Care of Cleveland, Tennessee, formerly of Crandall, passed away Saturday, April 20th. Funeral services to celebrate the life of Mrs. Wilson will be held Tuesday, April 23rd at 1 p.m. in the Chapel of People's Funeral Home with Reverend David Disney and Reverend Charles Cheatham officiating. Interment will follow in the Ball Play Church Cemetery. Mrs. Tammy Lynn Bohannon, age 49. Tammy Bohannon of Chatsworth departed this life Friday, April 19th. To celebrate the life of Tammy, service will be held Tuesday, April 23rd at 11 a.m. from the Ponders Melrose Chapel. Gloria Burns Washington, age 94. Gloria Washington of Alexandria, Louisiana, passed away Monday, April 15th in Victorville, California. She was preceded in death by her daughter Deidre Phillips of Dalton and locally survived by her son-in-law Roger Phillips. Funeral service will be Wednesday, April 24th in Alexandria, Louisiana. This announcement made through the courtesy of Willis Funeral Home of Dalton. Mildred Dreschel, age 90. Mildred Dreschel of Tunnel Hill passed away peacefully on Saturday, April 20th at Hospice of Chattanooga. Memorial service to honor the life of Mrs. Mildred Dreschel will be Sunday, April 28th at 2 p.m. in Tunnel Hill United Methodist Church. In lieu of flowers, donations may be made to Tunnel Hill United Methodist Church. Funeral arrangements by Julian Peoples Funeral Home, Rocky Face Chapel. Donald Everett Sandberg, age 93. Donald Sandberg of Rossville was reunited with his predecessors in the presence of his Lord Jesus Christ on Good Friday, April 19th. Funeral services will be noontime on Tuesday at Grace Baptist Church with Pastor Roger Parks officiating. Interment will be at Chattanooga National Cemetery. The family will receive friends an hour prior to the service on Tuesday at the church. Arrangements by Heritage Funeral Home. Dixie Carmen Chitworth Stanley, age 88. Dixie Stanley of Resaca passed away Friday, April 19th at Wooddale Healthcare in Dalton. Funeral services will be Wednesday, April 24th at 2 p.m. from the Chapel of Thomas Funeral Home with ministers Frank Mills and Jewel Metters and Jerry Smith. Burial will follow in Fain Cemetery, and the family will receive friends Tuesday evening from 5 till 9 p.m. Russell Lee Brewer, age 52. Russell Brewer of Calhoun passed away Friday, April 19th in Erlanger Hospital following a 4-year-long battle with cancer. A celebration of Russell's life will be Wednesday, April 24th at 11 a.m. at Belmont Baptist Church with Reverend Stephen Williams officiating. The family will receive friends Tuesday evening from 5 until 7 p.m. at Thomas Funeral Home in Calhoun. Melvin Reveille Edwards, age 81. Melvin Edwards of Ringgold went home to be with the Lord Saturday, April 20th. Funeral services will be 11 a.m. Wednesday in the Funeral Home Chapel with Pastor Neil Grimes officiating. The family will have a private graveside ceremony. Family will receive friends 4 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday and 10 to 11 a.m. Wednesday at Heritage Funeral Home and Crematory, Battlefield Parkway. Miss DeVal Lyons Sweet, age 83. Miss DeVal Lyons Sweet of Chatsworth passed away Friday, April 19th at her residence. Memorial services will be Saturday, April 27th, 2 p.m., the Chapel of Sean Chapman Funeral Home. The family will receive friends after the service. And that's the obituaries. Now stay tuned for your news.
Ryan Scott.
My name is Adam Scott. Welcome, Northwest Georgia. We are your television news covering Catoosa, Gordon, Murray, Walker, and Whitfield counties. In the news today, Dalton Police Department is seeking your help. Catoosa County approves vehicle purchases and new officials. State Senator Jeff Mullis at Fort Oglethorpe Kiwanis meeting.
Also coming up, details on recurring Dalton fires, the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia's Pet of the Week, Georgia gas prices, and upcoming events. And be sure to tune in here tonight or live stream it on WDNNTV.com at 7 p.m. for the Salvation Army Telethon.
First up, we have the Dalton Police Department is seeking help from the public to identify 2 men who broke into 3 vehicles parked at the Planet Fitness gym on Walnut Avenue. There have been several car break-ins in this parking lot over the past year because people using the gym often leave valuables inside their cars instead of taking them inside. The suspects in these 3 break-ins were traveling in a silver-colored SUV, possibly a Nissan, and were recorded by store surveillance using bank cards stolen from the vehicles. The incident happened shortly after 9 p.m. in the Planet Fitness parking lot. The suspects can be seen on surveillance video from the parking lot, looking into car windows and breaking out windows, taking purses left behind at the gym patrons. A short time after the incident, bank cards stolen in the incident were used at the nearby Walnut Avenue Kroger, the Glenwood Avenue Kroger, and a Circle K gas station on Glenwood Avenue. The suspects were recorded at the store surveillance cameras, and pictures of the suspects are included with this release. One suspect is a black male who wore a burgundy-colored zipper hoodie, sweatshirt, and a black ball cap that appears to have a Bulls logo. The second suspect is a black male wearing black sweatpants and a black hoodie with a black stocking cap. Anyone with information on the identity of these suspects is asked to please contact Detective Charles Williams. The Dalton Police Department urges people to lock their car doors and also not to leave valuables behind, and Bruce Frazier, Public Relations.
No, honestly, this is an ongoing thing at Planet Fitness.
This is, and we actually attend that gym sometimes, but I've never heard of an issue. That's weird. It's good to know about, though.
Next up, Catoosa County officials recently approved the purchase of 2 brand new administration vehicles for the fire department, despite a handful of residents expressing concerns about such expenditures. During the April 2nd Board of Commissioners meeting, Assistant Fire Chief and current Interim Emergency Management Director Steve Quinn presented the board with a recommendation of purchasing 2 Dodge Durango SUVs. Quinn explained that the new vehicles will replace 2 aging ones. The total price for both vehicles is $65,500 and will come out of our 2014 SPLOST budget. Before a vote was taken, Commissioners Charlie Stevenson asked Quinn how the vehicles are going to be used on a daily basis. Quinn replied that they will be used for transporting back and forth the fire hall for personal swaps or changes, and they will also use one to go back and forth to the fire academy. Quinn specified that the vehicles won't be used in emergency situations, but that they would offer more to the department than they could Crown Victorias. They would be replacing. He added that Chief Randy Cant requested Durangos in the bid specifications. After the discussion, Chairman Stephen Henry asked for a roll call vote that included a 3-2 outcome, with yes votes from him, Jim Cutler, and Jeff Long, while Commissioners Charlie Stevens and Chuck Harris vote no on the purchase. Before the item was presented on the agenda, resident Chelsea Miller criticized the county's recently vehicle expenditures that included a new $41,000 SUV for the county manager. Miller said that recent T-SPLOST vote is proof that county residents are paying closer attention to how money is being spent. The tax would have added a 1% increase to local purchases as a way of generating revenue over a 5-year cycle. The voters rejected the T-SPLOST by a very large margin. According to Miller, and she thinks the taxpayers are fed up as they are becoming more aware of the expensive spending, backroom deals, and lack of transparency occurring within our county government.
Well, that's absolutely great. I mean, it's a good thing people are paying attention to where their tax money is going, because they're going to have to pay this stuff either way.
No, it isn't. $65,000 is a little steep for 2 vehicles.
It's very steep, and it's funny because this is a 2014 SPLOST. This is from 2014, and it's not taken care of.
It's carrying on. We'll see.
That is not okay. Anyways, and County Catoosa officials have ratified the hiring of a new Economic Development Authority Director and a Finance Director. Per the recommendation of the County Manager, Catoosa County Manager Alicia Vaughn made the hires before County Attorney Chad Young presented them for ratification during the April 2nd Board of Commissioners meeting. Before the new hires were voted on, residents Chelsea Miller and Phyllis Williams expressed their concern with the EDA Director hire, claiming the public hasn't been keeping in the EDA loop in recent years. They took exception to Barclift making significantly more in annual salary than the person who held the position before him. Miller claimed Barcliff's paperwork shows him making $70,000 per year, whereas Taylor Kilty was making $38,000 when she left the county. Miller said that the previous employee was half of this $70,000 and was a female and questioned if it was discrimination. When introduced, Barcliff explained that the previous requirements for the position were vastly different from what he'll be tasked to do now. The previous position was an entry-level position and required no experience in economic development. According to Barcliff, he said. He went on to say that he has 9 years experience in economic development. He also has a certified economic development credential in the International Economic Development Council. Barcliff, who previously worked with Sean Jeff Mueller's office, said he wants to be accessible to the public and laid out his main goal. He said his door is always open for anybody that has questions to as why economic development is important to Catoosa County, and that he will be in charge of recruiting industry and business to Catoosa County. After the introduction, Board of Commissioners Chairman Stephen Henry asked for a roll call vote. The board approved the hiring 4-1 with Commissioner Charlie Stevens voting numbers separately. The board unanimously approved the promotion from within the Rachel Clark to Finance Director. In his post-meeting comments, Steffens pointed to infrastructure as the main reason for why he voted no against the hiring of Barcliff as EDRA Director. We thank you for tuning in, and we'll be right back after this short commercial break.
I'm Connie Hall Scott, and my show, The Talk with Connie, is right here on North Georgia Television. And I hope you'll join me and my very, very interesting guests as we dish on, well, just about everything. Meet local and regional entertainers, newsmakers, motivators, and all kinds of ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Enjoy man-on-the-street interviews, hot topic discussions, and even the occasional game or prank. It's all about community and getting to know each other. My goal is to entertain, educate, and stimulate. So join the talk for a new episode every week.
This is Donnie Worley down at Powell's Town Square Cafe in the heart of historic downtown Dalton, Georgia. We're here at 116 West King Street, where Powell's Country Kitchen was located for over 40 years. We want to thank all our family and friends and wonderful, wonderful guests for coming down and supporting us this last year, and invite you to come down and check out some of our new menu items and specials and our wonderful specials every week for the month of March to celebrate our 1-year anniversary. Thank you again, and come down and enjoy a little fellowship and some of the fine programming on North Georgia Television, always playing on our TV here to support all our local businesses.
Hi, I'm Lori McDaniel, host of The Local Scene. We've all heard it a million times. There's nothing to do around here. Well, The Local Scene exists to prove that statement wrong. We promote events, festivals, fundraisers, and exciting news about what's going on in Northwest Georgia. If you're looking for something to do, tune in. If you've got an event or something special you want to promote on the air, let us know so you can be a guest on the show. Hey, free publicity doesn't grow on trees, you know. If you'd like to be on The Local Scene, please email WDNN at info@WDNNTV.com with the subject line, The Local Scene, or call us at 706-278-9713. Nothing to do. As if.
Welcome back. Let's just get right into it. State Senator Jeff Mullins of Chickamauga was the guest speaker at the Fort Knox, Fort Oglethorpe Kiwanis Club meeting earlier this month. Mullins addressed the club and spoke of the changes expired in the recently concluded session with the new administration. Mullins sponsored several bills that passed this session, including Senate Bill 77, which protects monuments. He also sponsored a bill that requires recreation in schools. SB 83 expanded religious studies in public schools. Some bills that the legislature passed that impact us include change in income tax in 2019 and 2020, new election machines that add paper ballot that confirms your vote and scanned and kept in case of recount, medical marijuana to grow in Georgia. Hemp is also now legal to grow in Georgia. His final comment to the club is that he's learned that the legislature is all about relationships and helping people, which is why he enjoys being a state senator. And let's talk about this a little bit. So, hemp is not officially legal in the state of Georgia. There has been 120,000 medical licenses given out for hemp and medical purposes.
And actually, I believe that's only a growing license.
It is a growing license.
You've actually been able to obtain a medical marijuana license in Georgia, I believe, up to 6 years.
5 years.
5 to 6 years, yeah. And that's awesome, man. I mean, we're a cash crop state, and let's utilize that. Let's be that state. I mean, we need this. We need the jobs. We need the income, especially with all the SPLOST stuff. You know, they want to buy 100 new different kind of cars for random people. So we really need a new source of revenue.
Yeah, this will be a big tax break if it's taxed anything like tobacco or alcohol. So this is going to be a good thing for a cash crop state.
It's going to be good for everybody. Also, the voting machines. I mean, we've been trying to get these for years.
We personally have talked to many people that work in this industry about how bad they needed voting machines.
Well, yeah, and that's just a fact. I mean, honestly, because really, the votes are difficult to account for at this point.
No, they are.
And that's a fact. Anyways, next up, for the 4th time since February, Dalton Fire Department firefighters were sent to the same location to handle a fire among bags of recycled carpet and backing, prompting the city's fire chief to call for new codes to handle recycled carpet materials. The owner of one of the locations said he is done serving as the holding facility for another business work. Firefighters were quickly able to extinguish the Monday fire at Victor Carpet Mills at 1505 Cornet Drive near the intersection of Cleveland Highway and the Highway 41 North Bypass. Fire Chief Todd Pangel said the call time came in shortly before 1 p.m. and the fire was contained outside of the buildings and structures of the company. Pangel said there have been 3 incidents and 1 callback to the location since the first incident on February 24th. Victor Carpet Mills owner Paul Walker said his facility has been a storage location for Avinti Environmental Group Incorporated, which is at 1406 Cornet Drive. Pangel said the recycled material is ground up carpet scraps and rubber backing that goes through a 2-step process to separate from the fiber from the rubber. But the chemicals and rubber can't ignite, Walker said. The materials were hot and moved outside on Sunday and were supposed to have been hauled away before Monday's fire. The fire blasted black smoke into the area. From what Pangel said were 30 to 40 bags of the material. None of the buildings were damaged, but at least 1 container trailer was destroyed. Pangel said he will look into approaching the city council with an ordinance to bring more accountability.
You know, I'm sure this actually goes on all the time. This is just the first time we're hearing about it.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff, man, I mean, they need to find a more efficient way to get rid of it, and they really should get rid of it when it's time.
No, you know, waste disposal is huge here.
It is.
Next up, here's the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia's Pet of the Week. Meg is a medium-sized terrier mix and about 3 years old. She is a house-trained and leash-trained. She is great with other dogs and really loves women. She is very affectionate and gets really attached to her owner. You can go to hsnwga.org to apply for her. Adoptions are Saturday from noon to 4 p.m. at the Humane Society of Northwest Georgia. If you would like to foster a dog or a cat or volunteer, go to our website to fill out an online application. The Humane Society of Northwest Georgia is a local organization supporting the human companion animal bond. We are funded by the generosity of donations. Donations can be made online or sent to HSNWGA, P.O. Box 3946, Dalton 30719. There will be a Kentucky Derby style event coming up on Saturday, May 4th from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Gathering, 229 North Hamilton Street. It will be a fun event to benefit the Humane Society. Tickets can be purchased online at hsnwga.org.
No, what a beautiful little pup.
I know, that was very cute. I like that.
It's absolutely adorable. Next up, Georgia gas prices are holding steady compared to a week ago. Georgia drivers continue to pay an average of $2.68 per gallon for regular unleaded, which is 16% less than the national average. This amounts to $40.20 for a full 15-gallon tank of gasoline. However, drivers are only paying 2 cents more than this same time last year. High drive seasons, such as Memorial Day and the 4th of July, are also times when gas prices may fluctuate, said Montre Waiters. Spokesperson AAA, the AAA continues to forecast the national average, peaking at around 275 in its latest weekly petroleum status report. The Energy Information Administration released new data to show a slight decrease in demand. The estimate is approximately 9.42 billion barrels per day, a decline of nearly 0.4 million per day from the previous week. EIA also reported the total gasoline inventories dropped by 1.2 million barrels and crude oil inventories dropped by 1.4 million barrels. Crude imports to the U.S. also slowed. The most recent week's import rate of 5.992 million is almost 2 million lower than they saw the same week last year. Should crude oil and gasoline stocks continue to drop and supply tighten, then drivers could see gas prices continue to rise in the coming weeks. The nation's least expensive markets are Alabama at $2.50 per gallon and Mississippi at $2.51. The most expensive markets are California with $4.02 and Hawaii at $3.59. Well, I mean, you expect the gas prices to go up around this time of the year. I mean, it happens every single year. You've got people traveling constantly.
I mean, people are moving back from college, going back and forth, and also vacations tend to be a thing around this time of year.
And that's a fact. People going to see family for all the holidays.
I'm just happy we're not paying $4 a gallon.
Right.
Next up, the Georgia Office of Highway Safety reminds you of our hands-free driving law and shares a number of easy steps drivers can take to avoid becoming distracted. GOHS suggests the following. If you're expecting a text message or need to send one, pull over and put the vehicle in park. Make a passenger your designated texter. Give them access to your phone to respond to calls and messages. Use a cell phone holder, and voice commands or Bluetooth devices, if it calls, must be made or answered while driving. If nothing else, put your cell phone in the trunk, glove compartment, back seat, or somewhere else it cannot be reached to avoid temptation. Georgia motorists with questions about the state's hands-free law can go to headsupgeorgia.com. In addition to explaining the parameters of the law, the website also includes a video testimony and a pledge from parents and teens vowing to not text and drive.
Sweet. Hope nobody does that.
No, me too. Dangerous stuff.
Now, here's some upcoming events around the region. And remember, if you have a community event, let us know at info@wdnntv.com, and we'll let the community know. First up, we have the Boys and Girls Club they have a benefit golf tournament Friday, May 3rd at Indian Trace Golf Course in Chatsworth with a 12:30 p.m. tee-off time. Teams can be purchased for $400 online at bgcgmw.org/murraygolf. Next up, the Fairmount Library $1 bag book sale continues daily through April 24th from noon to 5 p.m. each day. After that, we have the Alzheimer's Association's workshop, Living with Dementia series for caregivers dealing with people living with middle or late-stage dementia. Will be held April 23rd to 30th, as well as May 7th, 14th, and 21st. The event is free, lunch is provided. To register, call 800-272-3900 or visit alls.org/Georgia.
Well, we thank you for tuning in here at Northwest Georgia this morning. I'm Aaron Scott.
And I'm Adam Scott. Remember, guys,
Stay classy.